Hey everybody, I am Tommy, and you are on the lifeboat. What's happening around here, folks? Let's see. Who do we got in the house? Shall we check it out? Let's see who we got. We've got, let's see. Jane Aldrich, good to see you. Christian B, what's happening? Bobby Jean, what's up? Mark, glad you're here. Jane Aldrich. Nicola. Just Joan, what's up? Renee B. I'm just not going to screw it up. It's just so easy to screw it up. Lacey Silver, Woofy, what's happening? Noah Wright, how you been? Allison Metcalf Palumbo, Lynn Sanity, what's up, Lynn Sanity? Good to have you here. Wicked Tinkers, James Collins cares, and he does. Tim Burjune, Tilly, what's happening, Tilly? Layla, Auntie Monkey Pants, Galadina and a B. Did you? Yeah, I'll just, it's just easier. That's all it is. That's all it is. It's easier. Happy Phantom, Miss Sunrise Dawn, Rosa Lang 360, Maria, Mark. Does that mean thumb up, thumb down, thumb up? Just smack the crap out of it. You could step on it. I don't even care if you use your heel. Check this out, Cass. Evening. Good to see you. Gemini Girl 65, Helena, Flock of Swan Boats. Glad you're here. Mary Clemmer, Galen. Look at this crowd. Motherbird. You know what this means, don't you? Means my fiance is not live, because there are just so many relatable resources here. Jamie Palmer, good to see you. Teresa Clay, Becky Lynn, Cooter by the Lake. Let's be really honest, man. Hey, Becky Lynn. Let's be really honest. Her last live was fire. I'm sorry. I'm so proud of my fiance. I really am. That was just a masterful show. Michelle, good to see you. Missy Ann, how are you? Miss Sunrise Dawn, Karma, Chameleon. You are soul. Jane, hope you've been doing well as well. Kestrel 42, good to have you here. Glad you're here. Winchester Super X. How am I doing? All things considering, I really can't complain. I really can't. This is kind of an interesting situation. Good Lord. Do you know that I have had talks to Tex on the entire time I've been live? For 2 minutes and the better part of 58 seconds, I have been sending a text message to Johnny Scoville. Len, good to see you. You got to love Boy George. Got to head out? Well, you have fun, Miss Sunrise Dawn. Lacey Silver. Roger, good to see you. Shimadubi. I'm just going to send that to Johnny. I'm sorry. It's going to be the most ridiculous text he ever got, but I'm tired of trying to erase it. You ever do that? You keep that on and it just starts listening to everything you're saying and trying to put it into a text form. Probably not not the smartest thing I've ever done, but then again, it's not what I'm known for. Joanna, good to see you. Vic, glad that you are here. I'll be bringing everybody up to speed. Let me see if I can do this here real quick. Probably not. No, I can't. I'll have to do it later. I'm liable to disconnect you if I try to do it. I wanted to adjust something on my screen, but I'm really bad at this. And you got to be careful when you adjust things, because you're liable to just pull the plug on the entire screen, and that truthfully would be a bummer. It's not something I want to do. Talk to text has something to be desired. Anyone that knows me knows how bad it is. I once sent a voice note of me loading a truck. Sure. What's really funny is Casper, my homeboy Casper, had a message for me. He said to me, "Do you own a lawnmower?" And I'm like, "No." And he's like, "I'm pretty sure you own a lawnmower." I'm like, "I'm absolutely 100% sure I don't own a lawnmower. Like, I'm not mowing any lawns." And I said, "Why would you think that?" He said, "Because you were trying to get a motor started, and you were really, really angry." I think it was my motorcycle. I think what he was hearing was not a pull start, but a kick start. And I'm not going to lie, I might have been getting a little bit salty, but it happens to the best of us. Yeah, you'll have to catch up on Relatable Reese. You'll thank me later. Honestly, you know what, people? We talk a lot, and we set lofty goals for ourselves, and it's not always easy to do. It really isn't. It's hard to be. It's hard to be the bigger man all of the time. You know what I mean? Especially when you got a platform and you could fire back. If you wanted to take the time, you could say some stuff. But Reese is I think Reese is getting to a point as a content creator where a lot of this is starting to make a lot more sense. And I'm just really, really proud of her. I mean that. I'm just super proud of her as a not just as a girlfriend, but as a friend and as a content creator, and just as a person growing and evolving away from the hate that is that cult. I mean, I'm sorry, but the truth of the matter is, that's right. You take a lot of flack when you're over the target. There's a lot of truth to that, and we're dealing with a lot of people that may be out of Scientology, but I don't know that they're out of Scientology. And there's a lot of hate and stuff that gets thrown back and forth. But I think that I'm watching my girl evolve at a rate that just I don't know. It's more than I could have hoped for, in all honesty. Hey, Kane Dog, good to see you. Glad that you're here. Caitlin, glad you are here. Yeah, if you missed the earlier live, you should go back and check it out. You really should. Now, let me tell you what's going on with me, because I got this pesky little thing. There's this pesky little thing going on with Shaun Puffy Combs. Have you heard of him, this guy? You guys familiar with Shaun Combs? Well, it turns out he was a guy that got into the music business. Started a company called Bad Boy. Perfect name, by the way. Bad Boy was a record label. Did a lot of bad things. And we ended up having a lot of people in the Diddyverse. I've talked to a lot of people because I did a lot of research on Diddy in the early days. And I was blessed to get onto some cool talk shows with some cool people. And I mean, kind of the trick to what we do for work is to get onto other people's platforms and kind of how you get your name out. Well, one of those nights where I was on somebody else's platform, I was on with the people over at the Shaun Attwood program. If you've never gone over to the Shaun Attwood program, well, shame on you, because it's an excellent program. It really is. Did you get the last email I sent you? The other yes, as a matter of fact, I did. Thank you. I'm probably going to be talking about some of that stuff on an upcoming show as well. Tommy, it's hard not to react, but her heart is guiding her in the right direction, right? I mean, that's a pretty good way to look at it, isn't it? It's a pretty good way to look at it. So I'm on the Shaun Attwood program, and we have on a guy named Courtney Burgess. Put a 2 in the chat if you know who Courtney Burgess is. Can you give me a deuce in the chat? He worked with a gentleman who went by the name Todd. Now, do we know if Todd was his real name? I think it's fairly safe bet it wasn't his real name. But he also used another alias, Jamal. What was the last name? Jamal. Anyway, most of you guys know who this dude is. But he's a guy that's got some credibility issues, right? He's got some credibility issues because he's gone on a lot of different programs and said a lot of different things. And everybody we felt like maybe we were getting BS'd. This is the guy that had a very vital hand in releasing the Kim Porter memoirs. Cha-ching! Memoirs. Because we're not exactly sure that these are Kim Porter's memoirs. In all honesty, no one's even really claiming that they are, I guess. It's very convoluted. But everybody over at the Attwood program, myself included, lost faith in Courtney Burgess. And I'm not making any friends with Courtney, I'm sure, but it is what it is. We've lost faith in Courtney Burgess because he told like 4 versions of the same story in a very short period of time. Right? So Courtney keeps sort of going in and out of the Diddyverse, right? Now he's big time in the Diddyverse because he is being sued, not because of the number of people that he sold books to and didn't deliver, because there's a lot of that going around, right? Unfortunately, a lot of people bought the Kim Porter memoir and just got a, hey, screw you, thanks for your money kind of a situation. Now, I don't know what's going to happen with that, if people are going to all come together and try to do a class action thing or what's going to happen. But Courtney had a little bit of credibility with us in the beginning. And we were all on thin ice. We all thought, this guy kind of seems like he's full of crap. And even you all in the chat weighed in and you said, I don't know, Tommy, I'm getting a bad vibe. Ask him this, ask him that. And we all kind of weighed in on it, right? We all saw some holes we thought we saw in the story. But then all of a sudden, we get a call, right? Somebody at the Attwood program gets a call that says, Courtney is testifying in front of the grand jury. And he's been asked to drop off the hard drives, zip drives. I don't know what you call those things. People, I got to blow my schnoz. Give me 1 second. So Courtney Burgess comes on. Now, obviously, hey, look at that. It's my girl. Courtney Burgess comes on, and if he's just left the grand jury and he's coming down the hill and he's telling people, hey, man, I had to hand over some stuff to the grand jury. Our question was, what did you hand over to him? What was actually in there? How did you get it? Where did the zip drives come from? This was the idea of what the conversation that was taking place. Flash drives. Who said that? Thank you. That's what they're called. Let me say this one more time because I don't know if she was here when I said this, but Reese, I'm proud as hell of you. The show you did tonight on Relatable Reese was the kind of thing that I can be really, really proud of. And I'm
what's this?
What you got there?
Wait 1 sec.
Oh, I got Johnny Scoville's on the case. Don't move, everybody, because good things are happening.
No, yeah, we're still there.
Yeah.
Yep.
You need this?
No, you can do it right from here.
All right, hold on. Hold that thought.
It worked for me on mine. This is how I did it. So we're going to go right to your own channel. Keep talking amongst yourselves.
Yeah. So what I'm loading up to do right here, people, is we're going to toss out some memberships, like some hot sauce packets, because apparently I can do this. I never knew that, but we're going to find out whether or not this is true. Johnny Scoville says I can do it, but I don't. I don't. Don't worry about it. We'll do it the next time around because this is going to kill the the show that I'm doing.
Keep talking.
So Courtney Burgess comes on and we start to talk about the what he allegedly handed over to the people at the grand jury. This included some images, and there were some pictures that were taken at the time that looked remarkably like the Beeb, and the pictures looked like Justin Bieber in what could only be called a lip lock with an older white guy. At the time, one of the hosts of the show, a guy by the name of Tommy Schofield. Yeah, that's actually what they called me. But I made some comments about how, it's kind of a filthy industry. I think I might have even called them all dirtbags. I don't know, something along those lines. But these are opinions. And I did say allegedly, right? That kind of thing. Wine a little bit more. Good to see you. So this is kind of,
ready?
Yeah, absolutely. Did you actually make it
there?
happen?
Membership gifting. Boom. Who's the man?
So you do 5 and then another 5 or what?
You can do 5 now. You can only do 5 blocks of 5. So you can do it once a
Whoa,
month.
would you look at that?
You just did it, didn't you?
I did.
Look at that.
See that? People didn't even know it was possible, huh? Just pulled the trigger and tossed some of those out. Do you know the power? Do you know what this feels like? I'm sorry. I've never been able to do that. And I know what right now Quibble's going, what? You can do this? I may have told Reese on 4 or 5 occasions this wasn't possible. I didn't do that because I honestly thought it wasn't possible. But apparently this is possible. So we're going to be tossing out some memberships like hot sauce packets. This will be a little something we do around here and something that I'm looking forward to. So as we're on there and we're talking about this, I was being me, folks. I said some stuff, some stuff. You know the kind of stuff that I say. I say stuff like, well, allegedly, if you're going to make it in the music industry, you probably have to bend over and take it up the tailpipe. Those kind of things. Yeah, I said it. I ain't afraid of no creep. Honestly, that's right. We're professionals. See, Adira gets it. We're professionals. You can tell. Because we say allegedly. It's not like we're making this stuff up off the top of our heads, people. This is exactly what has been alleged. Hey, never use the L word. I simply made a mistake because I wasn't really aware of I wasn't perfectly 100% aware of Yeah, I'm worthless. There's no getting out of this one. So I'm on there with them. This conversation went on for probably about 30 or 40 minutes. It was very much like every other one you've ever heard. The difference is they think that we led the audience to believe 100% that we led the audience to believe that Shaun Puffy Combs was that we had seen other images and whatever. Look, he came down the hill. They thought that we knew what he was saying was BS ahead of time, as if he told us all this stuff. We went out, researched it, then we brought him on, knowing going, snicker, snicker, you know this is BS, right? Run with it. We're going to get some views. That's kind of what we're being accused of. And quite simply put, folks, I mean, I don't have to tell you guys that. You know that this isn't the truth. In fact, you know how you can tell that? Because as soon as it was over, we were over here on the lifeboat going, what do you make of Courtney Burgess? Right? I'm not trying to be disrespectful to the man, right? Hold on. I'll let Renee B do it. I'm kidding. No, but seriously, he does leave a chaos in his wake. He sold a bunch of books he didn't deliver. You see what happens, man? You see what happens? Starts out with the little things. Yeah, this is bananas. You know what would be fun, though, folks, right? You know what would be fun? Who knows? Maybe we get lucky and this thing goes all the way to the box and they got to bring us in to testify, right? That would be really interesting, don't you think? Maybe get a chance to go in there, ask some questions of Shaun and his team. Not our Shaun, not English Shaun, but New York Shaun. You know, creepy Shaun. Creepy Shaun. Good one. I like that one. Paid $25 for a thin paper book, says shaking my head. Yeah, here's the thing. It's not one of those books you'd want to have if you were using it for toilet paper. You know what I mean? I remember being on a trip to another country and they had books in the bathroom to use the pages as toilet paper. The book that Courtney Burgess was selling wouldn't get you through a weekend, right? If you were drinking, it wouldn't get you through a Friday and a Saturday morning. Oh, come on. These are the jokes. What day of the week is it? Is it hump day? No, today's got to be Thursday, I think, right? Yeah, they're just trying to silence us, says Jarhead. There's a lot of that going around. There is a lot of that going around. Just told hubby why I was laughing. He wants Tommy to know, get used to making that face since he's engaged. Oh, I told him Tommy isn't new to this. He knows the deal. Oh, yes. Look, this is the face of total contentment. Yeah. I love quips. I'm nothing but blessed. No, I'm kidding. I really am blessed. And I could not be any more proud. I really couldn't. I started on Atwood, saw Tommy, then Johnny Reese and Casper. Whoa, yes. Gotta love hearing that, right? How good is that? That is as good as it gets. Start on Atwood, saw Tommy, and then Johnny Reese and Casper. I'm a lurker on all of your channels, but always hit the like. You are all like family to me, and Courtney Burgess is a joke. You know, here's the thing. There's nobody that believes he's not. Right? Honestly, is there anybody on this? Give me a 3 if you think there's any truth to anything Courtney said. Here's my problem with Courtney big time, right? The Shaquille Stewart, the guy that allegedly gave him the book. The first time we ever heard him talk about it, he said he gave him the book so that if anything ever happened to Kim Porter, that, you know, here would be, I mean, somebody gives you something and says, hey man, this is you know, if somebody handed me something and said, if something ever happens to Reese, right, you need to look at this and you need to get it to the authorities, man, your ass wouldn't be in the car. I'd be looking at that. Are you kidding me, man? You wouldn't be in your car leaving. I'd be pumping that thing in there going, what the hell is this? I'm not waiting. Something could happen to my girl. What's on this? You're going to tell me Courtney took that thing and went, oh, okay. And then when she died in 2018, what did he do? He sat around and went, oh, okay. That's a great question. Here's the thing. Occam's razor, right? I think the simplest explanation very often is the easiest explanation. This was a colossal money grab. Think about it. This is the O.J. Simpson case times 5. And right in the middle of it, somebody drops notes from the from beyond the grave to talk about what kind of person Diddy was. This was the perfect storm to sell a crap load of books. What if that's the simplest and most basic explanation? That all of this is just a bunch of BS, bovine spew, for no other reason than to sell books. Because, folks, they sold a bazooka dollars worth of them. I mean, big money. This wasn't a $10,000 or $20,000 money grab. These guys were banking high 6 figures. You know something? That's a great way to put it. She said, Reese's show today was sublime. And I'll be honest, I got to agree with you. I do think it was one of those shows, man. Courtney is full of hot air. Sadly, that's kind of how it goes, man. You think Reese and I are adorable together? What a nice thing to say. You know what? Ding, 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 ding. If I had one of those goats that made the cool noise, I'd use that goat right now because Courtney is a Mason and a made man. So he's legit. You know what I'm saying? Come on, that'll be a short tonight. Schofield does something with his hands at the end of the video. Goosebump! How are you? Good to see you. Courtney is not the person I'd pick to tell my anything. How good honestly, is this a guy you would want to put your faith in? I think if something bad happens, you know who I want to have this stuff? Maybe it should be Courtney Burgess. Who is Tommy? Here's the problem with Tommy Scoville and how he can be sued. The process of actually becoming Tommy Scoville has already happened. So that's that would have been a good one, but they would have just fixed it anyway and gone back to my birth name. But the process of moving forward with that anyway. I really like Tommy, folks. And people that meet me always go, man, you just don't look like a Brett. And maybe it's just because you all have met me. Rampage, TLB, man. What's happening, brother? Long-time friend of the Lifeboat. Good to have you here, man. That is awesome. Courtney Burgess. It was funny. When I was on with Shaun, we asked if you guys would like to see Courtney Burgess back on the Shaun Atwood program. And a lot of you said yes. Well, it went so well last time. Why wouldn't I want to do it again? You know what I mean? Because, who doesn't want to meet Sean Combs in the Southern District of New York sitting across from Miss Wolf? Although she does look like a lovely woman. I have a terrible track record with blonde lawyers and would like to just maybe that's a great question, Chris. Chris asks, Brits are usually assholes. Tell us what you really think. That's so funny. I'm sorry, that really is. But there's some truth to that. Yes, Cults and Crims is the name of our other channel. We do have a channel there. We're going to be doing some content on it. We're actually looking forward to it. What's the penalty for giving grand jury or false or misleading? Okay, so I don't know the answer to this. But when I was incarcerated in Black Canyon, there was a guy that came through and he had been busted in Utah. He was in on a 12-year sentence for lying to a grand jury. Now, I don't know if that was the maximum time they could give him. I don't know if that was because of his particular case or what, but he had lied to us about what he was in there about. And it turns out he was a creep. But there was a missing girl, and they pretty much had him dead to rights as the person that did it. And he lied to the grand jury about where he was at the time and whatever, but he got a dozen years for that. Bad dude, really, really bad dude. And you know what's great is they delivered. People will buy their local newspaper and have it sent in. The guy's local newspaper from Utah got sent in, and this dude was in the newspaper, and I'm sitting in the day room reading it like I'm looking at the picture and looking at the guy going, uh-oh. No bueno. No bueno. Oh, people, have I got some cool news for you. If you have not been by the merch store, don't go do it now because you should be watching the Lifeboat. But when it's over, you should stop by the merch store because there's some really, really funny stuff and some cool stuff that we've got made up in there now. The shirts that you all wanted that said, because Diddy wants to party, and you got to tell him no. You said you're not going to make that shirt. Well, that shirt has been made. That shirt is there. There's a lot of really funny ones. Do you guys remember the Frankie Says Relax shirts? Those of a specific age, do you remember Frankie Says Relax? Well, we've got one that says Tommy Says Allegedly. There are some really great shirts in there. Some hats, some mugs, some other stuff. You definitely should check it on the way out. It's the fellas. The fellas have been getting it done. I'm not smart enough for all this stuff. You guys, as you probably are well aware, that's not really my strong suit. My strong suit is being in the wrong place at the wrong time and saying the wrong thing. And if you wouldn't be, look at the proof is in the pudding, because as Ms. Wolf files lawsuits against Ariel Mitchell and Courtney Burgess, listed in there is the great English Shaun Atwood, and of course, Tommy Schofield. You turned 49. Congratulations, man. Young man. Good stuff today, says Kathy. Yeah, you know something? This has been a fun day. There's a lot of, you know what, people? I got a piece. I love what I'm doing, man. I truthfully, deep down in my soul, love what I am doing. I couldn't be happier, and it's a righteous cause. The only issue that I have in life at the moment, and I do mean literally the only issue that I have in life at the moment, is my pain level. My Frankie Goes to Hollywood. See, you get it. That is a great shirt. I'm sorry, you'll see me because I just ordered one my damn self, but you'll see me spotting the Tommy Says Allegedly, and you got to tell him no, because I think that's just one of those shirts that's destined to become a classic. The free Tommy Schofield shirts are on the way too. I know that free Tommy, I think, is already up there. But the remaining ones, we didn't know about those until slightly later in the day. But it is an opportunity for everybody to grab a little merch, which will probably help at some point with the legal defense spa. And I'm not even joking. We will absolutely at some point have to do a bit of a legal defense. But I'm not going to ask anybody here for it because, as you know, I'm not giving the haters any more ammo than they need to make stuff up about me. So I will take care of my legal defense, unless it gets absolutely horrific, and then in which case I'm just going to cut a deal and tell on Shaun. You know what I mean? Just pragmatism, folks. It's nothing more than that. I'm kidding. This is really one of those cool situations where we're just kind of around. We were in the right place at the right time to be mentioned, but it was great. I think I said this in one of the earlier videos today, but when Shaun reached out to me, you know, I'm used to, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to pick on anyone, but I'm used to people that panic. I'm used to people that go, oh my God, dude, people that so-and-so says they're going to, man, he was just laughing. I don't know if you guys saw him on the show that I did on the Atwood program earlier today, but when Shaun gets laughing, dude, he has one of the great laughs. It's infectious. It makes you want to laugh. And his response to all of this was a very sort of from the stomach kind of laugh. The prosecution is not going to reveal the videos with the minors they got from Courtney until they release the superseding indictments in March. They don't want Diddy to know. They will destroy him. Yeah. You know something? That's that's a super sound theory, in my opinion. I absolutely think you're spot on. Truthfully, yeah. Yeah, I think you probably nailed it. I think that's what's going on. Look, people, how many cases have we seen, right? How many cases have we seen allegedly that have people under the age in this, right? We know of the one where it's supposed to be him and Voldemort. That's 13. We know of the boy out on Long Island at one of the first white parties. What was he, 10? There's another boy that was 14. There's so many of these allegations. That's what they are. They're allegations. And let's be honest. People can make up anything they want. We know that to be true. I mean it. You can make up anything you want. And if people don't call you on it, people don't say, well, you need to do, but we're not in we're not in the Diddy verse, right? In the courtroom, they're going to have to prove some things. They're going to have to prove that that Ariel Mitchell knew that Courtney Burgess was lying about the things that he allegedly is lying about. They would need to know that, correct? And then they would have to prove that there is some element of loss. What has this done to Shaun Combs' reputation? Because let's be really honest, right? Before Courtney Burgess went on the Shaun Atwood program with Tommy Schofield, this man had a sterling reputation. I don't think there was anybody in North America that didn't think, I would let that guy come home and babysit my kids, right? He is a solid human being. Forget about it. I mean, salt of the earth. He's a philanthropist. He's a philanderer. I've got 1,000 bottles of baby oil at the house because I don't know if you guys heard the monologue from Saturday Night Live that was done by Chappelle, but where he said, I'm 51 years old. I've never thrown out a bottle of baby oil in my life. How do you need 1,000 bottles of that? It was a very funny skit. You're going to email me with a t-shirt? Please do, right? Please do. I love a good t-shirt idea. But definitely stop by and check it out. Hold on one second. Yeah, I agree with you, Sir Tedrick, right? We need Voldemort to agree to do a DNA test to that young boy. Here's the thing, though, right? Here's the thing. It's like when I was on dope, and people would come up and you'd have an intervention, or you'd have a loved one, or whatever, and they'd say, "Hey, I want you to piss in a cup," right? And you hear people say stuff like, "Hey, man, on the principle of the thing," they're lying to you. I'm sorry, because on the principle of the thing, right? I don't want to piss in a cup for anybody. It's not anybody's business. That's on the principle on the thing. But if somebody's right there and they're calling you on it, and they're saying, "I think you're a liar," and all you got to do is whip your junk out and pee in a cup, take a leak. Whenever somebody protests against something and it's so over the top that it makes absolutely no sense, then I start to get worried. Do you know what I mean? I start to feel like the response is too big. This is too large a response. This isn't hurting Shaun Combs. I'm sorry, it's not. It may be annoying, and they may think this guy's a huge liar or whatever. But how are you going to show damages from what Courtney Burgess did? You think Courtney Burgess did $100 million worth of damages to Shaun Combs' brand? Let's be really honest. This happened on October 31st. What brand did he have on October 31st? What was still business? By October 31st, the glasses company was gone. The perfume 3 a.m. stuff was gone. Sean John was gone. He had already signed away all of his crap from Revolt. What was left? What are you destroying? Oh, his name on the cell block. Because you want to keep it real, we're not doing any real, it's probably not helping out. All of this stuff isn't going to make him real fond with the felons. You know what I'm saying? Probably not too fond with the felons. Tommy, have you had any recent imaging on your spine? I hate that you're in so much pain. Kind of worries me. I'm in radiology, and we see spinal injuries every day. Well, you know what? Angie Mo will have to get you to take some pictures. I have next time I'm in bug tussle, I'll have to ring you up, let you take some shots of my back. It's I'm screwed up. I broke everything. I really damaged myself for a long time with the skiing and the lifestyle that I lived. It was not conducive to walking around comfortably when you're in your 50s. And you know, the doctors used to say, "Oh man, you're not going to be able to walk when you're in your 50s." 50s? It sounded like it's like 7 millennia away, right? No one was going to live that long. They're 50s. Good God, I'll be dead in my 30s. I never thought there was a chance of me living in my 50s. Do you think Voldemort is afraid of giving DNA samples due to we might incriminate him down the line? It's an excellent question. It's an excellent question. I think that the problem with this one is this does incriminate him right now. That's the problem. The problem is that Vermeer's mom was not an adult when she had him. Allegedly, Voldemort would have impregnated a 16-year-old. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. This could be him busted, shown, proof, no two ways about it, that we know he's been intimate with somebody that was in the right around learner's permit or, oh, hey, great, I can get my driver's license now kind of age, right? No bueno, allegedly. I'll start putting a little bit more allegedly in there and maybe a little bit more bass in my voice. I mean, I didn't realize I'd be getting quoted to the world. I would have come up with something a lot better than, allegedly they got to turn around, take it up the tailpipe or the backside. I'm not sure what I said, but I guess you just never know when you're going to be quoted. I mean, I'm not ashamed of it. It's just not some of my better work. I mean, sometimes I'm downright creative. Let's be honest, folks. I mean, I'm kind of a big deal. Sorry, I've been wanting to say that for so long. When I got on with Atwood this morning, I was over there with Casper, and when he first came on, he went, "Good Lord, man, we're listening to lawsuit." I said, "Yeah, we're kind of a big deal. We are kind of allegedly." Yeah, I'm definitely going to be cranking the old allegedlys up. Yeah, if he gives up a DNA sample, he's screwed 6 ways from Friday. You know what I mean? I think that he has to do everything he can to keep from giving up that DNA sample. That DNA sample doesn't just prove that this kid's got a lot coming to him, right? And that it shows that Voldemort has been screwing this kid over his entire life. But just as importantly, it's going to show that he has had relationships with people who are underage. Now, there's a lot of people out there that allege that anyway. It's alleged that his current wife was pretty young when, hey, Tiffy Tip was pretty young when they got together, and that there was some grooming on a Sunday afternoon. Grooming. You know, got to get creative with this stuff or they just ding you. You know what I mean? I love that thought. Someone else asked me that today. Do you know that? What are the odds that two of your brains would be thinking the exact same way? In there somewhere, does it say Shaun Atwood and Tommy Schofield? If so, as I said earlier, I'm a little bummed out. They haven't reached out to me personally. You know what I mean? I'm, do I just have that look of the guy that can't be bought? I mean, I'm not saying I can be bought. I just feel kind of insulted that you didn't even make a try, right? I mean, grifter, criminal, like you guys heard all of it. How about maybe how about an offer so I could shoot it down and then tell the world you tried to bribe me? I take that back. I won't do that. I won't. We'll haggle. We'll negotiate. I've seen your boss's watch collection. There's about 7 or 8 watches in there that we could cut a deal on. I'm just saying, I wouldn't really do that, of course, unless it's that royal oak, the skeleton. Sorry, it's like a fava beans and a nice Chianti. You know that's my fiance's favorite movie ever. Can I sing a Michael Jackson song? You missed it. I did one the other day because my fiance was doing a video called "A Smooth Scientologist." and I was doing the Quibsy, are you okay? Are you okay, Quibsy? Quibsy, are you okay? You've been hit by, you've been run over by a smooth Scientologist. You know, it's funny. I'll tell this story again because it's one of my favorites. Hey, speak of the devil. I was in a unit with a guy who came in and he wanted tattooed on his head. He had been down for 20 years, right? Done a double dime, never got any ink. He's got nothing on him. He's getting ready to go back to New York. He lived in Staten Island. And he wanted in reverse shading, right? So the letters are just clear like your skin and everything around it is black. And he wanted criminal in huge block reverse shading across his forehead. I know what you're thinking. That's a hell of an idea, right? Who wouldn't want criminal on their forehead? Especially after making it 2 damn decades without caving in and getting something stupid. You're going to go with, all right, well, he gets all the way to the end of this thing. And they don't have to start in any particular order, right? They just put the pattern on. The only thing left to do is the C, right? Currently it says Riminal. There's no C there. And just as he starts to go around it, the guy taps out. He goes, I can't do this anymore. Keep in mind, the guy's been, pounding this needle off his skull for the better part of an entire day, right? So he taps out. And that night, they do a raid on the unit. And the ink gets caught, the tattoo ink, the gun gets caught. So he can't get the C done. And it just says now Riminal on his head. And there were a couple of other tattoo guys in the unit, but he's now got to negotiate with them. And I was running a sports book and a poker table. So I had a bunch of money. I had a bunch of stamps. And I didn't really like this guy. So I was telling all the tattoo artists, whatever he offers you to put that C on his head, like if he comes by and says, hey, man, I'll give you $100. Come see me and I'll give you more to not do it. I'll pay you and you won't have to do the tattoo. And this went on for a while. He couldn't get anybody in the unit to do it. And he was trying to go to a different unit to get it done. I wanted him to go to the street, but, without the C there. But every time I saw him, I would go, are you okay? Amy, are you okay? Smooth Riminal. And of course, I had the entire unit also doing the smooth Riminal thing. And I'm not going to lie, I was pretty damn impressed with myself. I really was. I was impressed with myself. These are the kind of things that make you laugh while you're in there. And you got to do things that make you laugh while you're in there, or you will get depressed. And you can't have that. All right. I'm glad that you are here, Quibsy. I am not exaggerating when I say that. Why do I call Reese Quibsy? Her last name, when she and I first met, she was married to this fine gentleman whose last name was Quibble, right? Or Quibble. I called her Quibble, not knowing it was actually Quibble. I wasn't trying to be a wise guy. I really thought it was Quibble. And Quibble became Quibs, and Quibs became Quibsy. Just kind of how stupid, nicknamey, foofy things happen when you talk to your girl too much. Like I get called horrific, terrible names by her because that's just how, nicknames, not bad ones, but you know how people do that stuff. You get these terrible, you know the drill, but we tend to get, yes, Occam's razor. I've always been a fan. I've always been a fan. So, somebody I know a lot of you have reached out about different things that I can do for my back, and I promise you I'm working on all of them. Christy Wolf, I've heard some things about Tony Busby bulking up some of the people he's got down there on his team. I have heard that they are bringing on some big name people, some big name lawyers, and that they're getting ready to roll. It's going to be fascinating, people. In the world of the tinfoil hat, there are certain things that are like holy grails, and the JFK assassination, what really happened, is a holy grail in the tinfoil hat community. What happened with Sirhan, and if he was a Manchurian candidate, or what happened with how RFK got shot, and of course. With Martin Luther King as well. To have all of those to get those things declassified at the same time, there's going to be a lot of very interesting things happening in 2025. And we've said right from the beginning, right, that the truths were going to come out. And people are talking about truths. The word truth, let me make one thing really, really clear. You know how people say, well, it's important that you get out there and you speak your truth. There's no such thing as your truth. The truth is not subjective. You have your opinion. I have my opinion. The truth is sacrosanct. There isn't your truth, my truth, her truth. There's one mother-loving truth, right? That's it. Someone's truth is that this person did something. Someone else's truth is that this person didn't do something. Guess what? There is a truth. Whether or not the person did it, whether or not it was done the way the person, they said the person did it, all of those things, there's no such thing as a subjectiveness in truth. Truth is simply factual. It's going to piss some people off, right? But it's a fact. That's it. Opinions are one thing. Truths are not. So I won't be speaking my truth ever. If you hear me start talking about speaking my truth, for God's sakes, run. There aren't multiple truths. There are multiple opinions. You can have all kinds of opinions. There's a lot of people right now that have a lot of opinions about what's happening with Diddy, right, in this lawsuit and why they're doing that. And then the other people that are throwing crap at me. There's a lot of people that have opinions on why that's happening. And a lot of you are smarter than I am. A lot of you figured this out days ago. And to you people, I tip my hat. To those who haven't figured it out, good. It's not even worth popping up on the radar. But I want to say, if you did not see Relatable Reese's last show, I promise you're going to want to. It's I don't know, man. It's evolution. It's really remarkable to see somebody that comes from something as nasty as that control group and that cult to be able to evolve and to do it at this speed that my fiance is evolving at. Kind of incredible, man. Yeah, there's going to be a lot redacted, to be sure. There will be all kinds of stuff redacted, but kind of how it goes. It's kind of the nature of the business. It's the Smuggler's Blues. Sorry, big fan. You familiar? Smuggler's Blues? No? Anyone? Bueller? There's trouble on the streets tonight. I can feel it in my bones. I had a premonition that it should not go on. It's my delusion. I can believe if I want. Silver Surfer, you have played before. That sounds like that just sounded downright correct. Glenn Fry. Really funny. There was a period of time where Glenn Fry did a couple of videos in black and white. And over the period of about one day, I must have had a dozen people reach out to me and go, hey, man, have you seen that new video of Glenn Fry? And I'd say, no, why? You look exactly like him in that video, man. He looks like you. You got to see this. The poor guy had a very unfortunate nose. If you saw it from the side, it actually looked quite a bit like the Scoville schnoz. Is that a Ford motif on my shirt? This is a symbol that says Polo. It says Polo Sport. It's just another of my, but it's the right color, isn't it? Makes a lot of sense. I can see that. In fact, as I'm looking at it now, it kind of looks like maybe the Cobra, the Ford Cobra symbol, but it is not. Hey, Rampage, thank you for coming and spending time here. It's an honor, my man. Always is. And appreciate having you around. You know what, folks? Do you know who that is? Huh? Rampage TLB. The first person I ever got into with as a content creator. Thought he was like the first person that was going to be trolling me. We ended up absolutely the best of friends because it was weird how two people sat down and had a conversation about what they disagreed on and found out that there was so much more in life that they agreed upon. On the bright side, though, that does seem to be happening all over the world. 2025 gives me hope for that reason. Honestly, people really are starting to come together, and I'm not being a wise guy. I saw people that 3 weeks ago said that they hated people worse than death, and those guys are now best of friends. Got to give you hope, right? Really does. Got to give you hope. It's odd, but it gives me hope and all kinds of it. You know something, folks? There's a cat in the basket. I'm not going to pick the cat up. I don't want to. Poor squirrel. There's the cat down there in the basket is white and it's fluffy and it's this big, but it's in Squirrel Nut Zipper's basket. Hey, you know that cat can hear anything you people are saying about it, where she's at right now. She can hear you talking about her where you are. She has ears that look like satellite dishes. I didn't mean that in a disrespectful fashion. Just
she's out like a light.
Yeah, she seems to be sleeping well. She's ear heavy. You know what I mean? Like you see girls occasionally and you go, she's kind of top heavy. This cat's kind of ear heavy. She's a little heavy in the ear department. People, I'm going to go and I'm going to put on my heating pad. And I'm gonna rest my back. And then you know what I'm going to do? Honestly, it is Katy Perry. And then I'm going to go and I'm going to journal. I'm going to journal about all of the things that I'm grateful for. And the 400 of you that have chosen to spend some time with me tonight are going to be on that list because you're a pretty amazing group of people. I mean that. And number one on that list is going to be Reese. I really am so proud of her tonight. This was an amazing thing. Yeah, absolutely. The purpose of naming us in the suit was to let other content creators know that if you put somebody on their platform, they're going to go after you too. Now, truth be told, I don't know that they're going to have an easy time going after us, but they want other other content creators to know that they're going to be naming us, that it's not just going to be the Courtney Burgesses or the Jaguar Wrights or whoever you have on. You're going to be on the hook if those people are saying things that Shaun Combs doesn't like, right? By the way, have I told you lately? I'm fond of you guys. I mean it. There are times you can go for weeks or months without having to think about the fact that you have a large group of people that show up and support you every single day. And then there are times that it's way more obvious and way more in your face because you feel it so much more. And currently I'm feeling it a lot. And you guys are the business, every last one of you. Thank you for supporting the channel and being here every day. It means more to me than I think you could possibly imagine. Hit that thumbs up, share this, and you say all of the time, it's the question I get more than any other. What can we do to help, right? The beautiful thing is you don't have to reach into your pocket. You don't have to take $1 out. Nothing. All you got to do is try to be a positive human being. Try to move closer to love, a little further away from hate. Honestly, that's it. You don't even have to do it here. You can feel free to say this guy's full of crap and walk away. But when you start doing things and you deep down know that they're based in hate, and you know what? It may sound stupid that I say these things every night, but it's not. It had an effect on one person. One person last night heard this and it had a damn effect on it. And I believe that can happen more often. So thank you. Between now and the next time I see you, people, reach out and try to save somebody. I am the Admiral. We'll see you on the next one. All right? God bless.